If you've ever dressed for a trip thinking, this is going to look amazing, but ended up regretting it mid-flight, you're not alone. Same here. Travel fashion mistakes happen to the best of us. But today, I'm breaking down 10 outfits that fail both in comfort and practicality, so you can travel smarter, not harder. Number 1. Lace-up knee-high boots. Picture this. You're rushing to catch a flight, feeling great in your lace-up knee-high boots. Then you hit the TSA checkpoint. Now, here you are, crouched down, fumbling with endless laces while the line behind you grows. Stylish? Sure. Practical? Not even close. Security checks require shoes to come off in seconds. Anything more complicates the entire process, and that's not even the whole problem. Imagine being stuck in the middle seat on a long flight. Your feet start to swell, which is completely normal at 30,000 feet. But in those tall, rigid boots, tight doesn't even begin to cover it. Try bending down to adjust or unlace them in that cramped space. If your seatmate wasn't annoyed before, they will be when you accidentally elbow them trying to wrestle those boots off. Even beyond the flight, lace-up knee-high boots take up valuable packing space and don't mix well with many travel outfits. They aren't versatile enough to make the hassle worth it. That's why slip-on boots, travel sneakers, or even stylish loafers win every time. Losing the boots means faster security, pain-free flights, and more room in your bag for something useful. And speaking of impractical decisions, wait until you hear the next. Number 2, jumpsuits or rompers. Jumpsuits seem like an effortless travel outfit. Stylish, all-in-one, and perfect for that pre-takeoff Instagram shot. But let's talk about what happens when practicality, or turbulence, strikes. Airplane bathrooms are already a tight squeeze, but a jumpsuit turns a regular bathroom break into a full-blown balancing act. To use the restroom, you end up half undressed, trying not to let the top touch the floor, which, let's face it, is the last thing you want. Add turbulence or a long line of impatient travelers waiting outside, and it quickly becomes a frustrating experience. Now, imagine a long layover or an overnight flight where multiple bathroom trips are basically unavoidable. A sleek jumpsuit can feel more like a trap than a fashion statement when you're sleep-deprived and repeatedly navigating tiny lavatories. And the inconvenience doesn't just stop at the bathroom. Jumpsuits can also limit layering options for temperature changes during your journey. That's why separates, like matching sets, are such a game changer. They're comfortable, flexible, and don't require a full wardrobe overhaul every time you need the restroom. Sets with breathable fabric, like linen or lightweight knits, also keep you cool and stylish. Up next, let's explore another outfit that sacrifices practicality for style, sometimes a little too much. Number 3, heavy jewelry. Imagine standing in a TSA line, feeling the weight of your heavy jewelry while fumbling to remove a chunky necklace that's just set off the metal detector. Sounds stressful? That's because it is. Airport security isn't forgiving when it comes to statement pieces. Anything that triggers their scanners means you're stepping aside for an extra pat-down or bag inspection. For anyone rushing through a terminal or juggling tight connections, those extra minutes add up fast. But the trouble doesn't stop at security. Heavy necklaces and bracelets can become surprisingly uncomfortable on long flights. The constant pressure around your neck or wrists can feel suffocating, especially as the hours drag on. Rings can also be a problem, especially when your hands swell slightly during the flight. Suddenly, what fit perfectly on the ground feels more like a vice. Then there's risk. Tangled chains are frustrating enough, but losing or damaging a precious item mid-journey? That's every traveler's nightmare. A compact travel jewelry organizer can prevent this altogether. Think simple, lightweight pieces, classic studs, or a delicate bracelet that complement your outfit without sacrificing practicality. Ditching the heavy jewelry means smoother security checks, more comfort, and less worry. Ready for the next mistake? Let's move into it. Number 4, complicated belts or corsets. Corsets and elaborate belts may top the list of trending accessories, but let's break down why they're not your best friend on travel day. For starters, TSA requires all belts to be removed during security checks. If your belt has intricate buckles or multiple fastenings, you could find yourself holding up the line while everyone else breezes through. Stress levels rise, time ticks by, and that polished look you were going for starts to feel less worth it. Now, let's talk about corsets. Tight lacing might create the perfect silhouette, but wearing one on a long flight? Not ideal. They restrict movement, just bending down in your seat becomes a challenge. And as the hours go by, that squeezed, stiff feeling only gets worse, especially with the limited space airlines love to give us. Adding to all of this, sitting for long periods in something so restrictive can actually impact circulation, a key concern for travelers on longer flights. The solution? Swap those complicated belts and corsets for travel-friendly alternatives like adjustable waistbands or elastic belts. These options don't just save time at security, they keep you comfortable for hours on end. Up next, another fashionable choice that's a little too trendy for travel. Number 5, overly ripped jeans. Ripped jeans might be all about that effortless edge, but when it comes to traveling, they bring a lot more hassle than style. First up, airplanes are cold, always. Combine frigid cabin air with large tears in your jeans, and suddenly, you're shivering from exposed knees or thighs for the entire flight. No amount of those thin airline blankets will cover every ripped hole, which means discomfort sets in fast. Then there's the issue of snagging. With ripped jeans, just walking through the airport can turn into a battle. Those perfectly distressed holes? They love catching onto armrests, zippers on carry-ons, or even unsuspecting corners. And once the threads start pulling, you could accidentally create an even bigger tear. Unintentional DIY isn't exactly the vibe you want mid-trip. Made worse, overly ripped jeans aren't as versatile as they look. They don't work for chilly destinations and leave your packing options limited. Instead, think breathable wide leg pants or jeans with smaller, subtle distressing. You'll stay warm in that frosty cabin, look stylish at your destination, and avoid those annoying snags. Speaking of annoying, the next choice might just top ripped jeans on the impracticality scale. Let's dive into that. Number 6, off-the-shoulder tops. Off-the-shoulder tops might look like the perfect outfit for tropical vacation vibes, but bringing them on a plane? That's where things get tricky. These tops are infamous for their constant need for adjustment. Stand up, sit down, reach for the overhead bin. Suddenly you're tugging and repositioning to keep everything in place. Add a seatbelt into the mix, and you've got yourself a repetitive struggle for the entire flight. Then there's the chill factor. Airplane cabins are notoriously cold, and off-the-shoulder tops leave you with exposed shoulders and little protection from that relentless air conditioning. Trying to layer over them adds an extra complication since typical jackets or wraps aren't designed to fit comfortably over this style. Staying warm turns into a juggling act of scarves and blankets, neither of which stay put very well. When planning for a flight, breathable tops with adjustable straps or relaxed fits are a much better option. They stay secure, adapt to movement, and reduce any awkward wardrobe malfunctions. And to handle temperature changes, lightweight layers like the Athleta Pranayama Restore Wrap can be a game changer. It's soft, breathable, and stashes easily in your carry-on. Next up, let's tackle an impractical footwear choice that's just as frustrating. Number 7, sky-high heels. Sky-high heels might steal the show in an Instagram post, but once you step into an airport, they quickly turn into a travel nightmare. Navigating miles of long concourses, sprinting to catch a connecting flight, or just waiting in endless security lines becomes infinitely harder and far more painful when balancing on tiny stilettos. Even if you've mastered walking in heels, airports are full of uneven surfaces, speedy escalators, and sharp turns. A misstep could easily lead to twisted ankles or sore feet before you've even made it to the gate. And then there's the matter of comfort. Hours of sitting cramped in tight quarters will make any shoe uncomfortable, but heels take it a step further. They position your feet unnaturally, creating pressure points that only worsen with time. A quick detour up and down the aisle to stretch your legs doesn't help much if your footwear is screaming at you to stop. For many travelers, this discomfort turns into full-blown regret by the time they land. The solution? Supportive sneakers or chic slip-on flats. Both are stylish and practical, offering comfort for hours and mobility for wherever your travels take you. Next, let's talk about another wardrobe mistake that's even tighter and more restrictive. Number 8. Overly tight pants. Tight pants might look polished and flattering, but when it comes to air travel, they're one of the quickest ways to ruin your comfort. Sitting for hours in a cramped airplane seat is already tough, but overly tight waistbands take it to the next level. They dig into your stomach, restrict movement, and can make even the simplest task, like reaching down for something in your bag, feel unbearable. One of the biggest issues with restrictive pants is circulation. When you're seated for long periods, especially on long-haul flights, blood flow to your lower body slows down. Too tight pants can make this worse, increasing your chances of swelling, or, in rare cases, more serious conditions like deep vein thrombosis. That discomfort you feel when trying to shift positions or stretch your legs? Blame those snug-fitting jeans or leggings. Switching to relaxed fit options like wide-leg trousers or stretchy knit pants can completely transform your flight experience. These styles give you the freedom to move comfortably and adapt to in-flight changes, like your feet or waist expanding slightly. The payoff? No pinching, no restricted circulation, and a much more relaxing ride. And the next travel mistake? Let's just say this one takes up a lot of valuable space. Number 9, bulky layers or fur coats. Bulky layers and fur coats might feel practical for colder destinations, but traveling with them is a different story. First, they dominate precious carry-on space. Most travelers end up either awkwardly cramming them into overhead bins or lugging them around airports in their arms. Neither option is convenient, especially when you're weaving through packed terminals or boarding crowded planes. And yes, they take up so much room that suddenly, a checked bag starts to feel unavoidable. Now, even on the plane, they cause trouble. Airplane cabins fluctuate between freezing cold and uncomfortably warm. But with a heavy coat, there's little flexibility. You can't easily stash a fur coat if you overheat, and leaving it on makes cramped seating feel even tighter. Adjusting layers becomes a hassle, making these coats more frustrating than functional for most flights. A smarter option? Lightweight pieces like packable jackets or wraps that handle these temperature swings with ease. Brands design packable outerwear to be stored compactly in your carry-on, solving both the space and comfort issues. Something like the Athleta Pranayama Restore Wrap offers warmth in a breathable, travel-friendly design. By ditching heavy coats, your journey instantly feels lighter, literally. And now, let's talk about one last impractical look. Number 10. Crop tops with low-rise jeans. Crop tops and low-rise jeans might seem like the ultimate casual, cool travel combo, but they come with some serious drawbacks once you're on the plane. Cabin temperatures are unpredictable, and this outfit isn't exactly equipped to handle the chill of airplane air conditioning. With so much skin exposed, especially around the waist, it doesn't take long before the cold air becomes a constant source of discomfort. And, unlike at home, you can't just grab a sweater or change outfits mid-flight. For long flights, the combination gets even more challenging. Sitting for hours while a cold draft creeps over your midriff is far from relaxing. Not to mention constantly tugging at the hem of a crop top for a little extra coverage. There's also the added awkwardness of layering. Trying to throw a jacket or sweatshirt over this outfit can feel bulky or just incomplete, making it more of a distraction than you'd planned for. If you're set on wearing a crop top, layering can save you a lot of frustration. A fitted tank or long-sleeve shirt underneath offers warmth without sacrificing style. High-waisted pants are another great option, pairing perfectly with a crop top while keeping your midsection covered and comfortable. Why suffer when small adjustments make all the difference? Travel is stressful enough without your outfit adding to the frustration. From lace-up boots to crop tops, these choices may look great, but end up compromising comfort and convenience. The takeaway? Style doesn't have to mean discomfort. Swapping heavy jewelry for lightweight pieces or choosing breathable fabrics isn't just practical, it makes your trip more enjoyable. Think about your next trip. What could you change to make security smoother or long flights easier? Rethinking your wardrobe not only saves you time, but keeps you focused on the adventure ahead. Share your own travel outfit regrets in the comments. I'd love to hear them.